Hi, welcome to my first video. I'm currently recording this on New Year's Eve, but I'm not actually sure when it's going to be out. I decided that in order to kick off my channel, I would make a video about some of the art goals I've set up for myself for the 2023 New Year. In the background, you can see me sketching out where the lettering is going to be for this page, and I'm just using a Prismacolor Color Erase pencil to do this. At the beginning of 2022, I sort of set some really loose art goals for myself. I wasn't necessarily going to stick to them, but they were things I wanted to keep back in my mind while I was doing my art. I feel like I achieved most of them, which makes me pretty happy, but now I'm noticing that what I want with my art is a little different compared to a year ago. I feel like an honorable mention for an art goal would be to get better at lettering, but we don't have to talk about that. I'm working in a black moleskine sketchbook, and I'll try to link everything I'm using in the description. Another vague sort of goal I have for this year, and something I'm actively getting started on, is to have an art channel. I feel like growing up I always dreamt about the idea of having my own channel, and I'm realizing that if I don't start now, I may never start at all. Another goal that I didn't actually include in my list, but something I want to keep in mind, is learning how to incorporate composition into my pieces. I feel like most of the time I just stick to one character in the middle of the canvas, and I never really utilize the space. I'm going in with a yellow Posca pen here, which leads me to another subconscious goal, which is learning how to freehand stars. I tried to do sort of a zigzaggy star when lining it in hopes of making it better, but that sort of worked against me. And you can see here I'm just layering up the colors more to get more of an even, solid color. I decided to line the letters with a pink Posca pen that I've been obsessed with using lately. In general, I'm not a huge fan of Posca pens, but they definitely come in handy when I want to try something new. I'm not really a huge fan of painting in general, so that might just be it, but I definitely think that they have their time and place, and I do find myself using them more often nowadays. You'll see in a minute that I go in with a white Posca pen and I just go over some of the imperfections or spots and smudge lines from before, which also sort of didn't work the way I wanted it to. I didn't really take into account the fact that the background of the sketchbook is more of like a cream color. I wasn't sure about whether or not I was going to actually fill the letters or just leave them blank, but in the end I decided I was going to fill them in. I figured that maybe if I filled them in, it would take away from their disturbing shape, perhaps. Made them look a little quirkier and a little more intentional, maybe. Not sure if it worked, but that was the motivation. So here I'm actually starting to write out my goals for this year, and I go more in depth later on in the video, but the main ones I have were draw my OCs more, create a persona of some kind, like a persona, improve on my backgrounds, like my settings, fill a sketchbook, try animating more, and the last one was to experiment. You can also see that I decided to keep with the star theme from before. Still struggling to draw stars, of course, but you know, it's fine. It's a little cute, I guess. So I soon realized that I had, you know, some blank space going on in this page, so I decided what better way to use this space than to draw a clown. Now this is the New Year's clown, that's their name. They are the New Year's clown, and they are cheering me on right now. Like, this clown, cheering me on. Best clown ever. Love you, New Year's clown. I'm just lining it with a generic, I think it's just like I think it's a Papermate gel pen? I'm not quite sure. I'm sorry. But I thought I don't know, I like the pink. The pink is nice. And then I'm going in with a Copic or Copic sketch marker. Wasn't sure about the color palette at first, but I wanted to stick to some pinks and purples because I've been obsessed with pink and purple recently. I just find that whenever I have blank space or just some extra room in my sketchbook, I immediately gravitate towards drawing clowns because their designs are so dynamic. Like, there's so much you can do with a clown, and I think that people should be drawing clowns a lot more. So I guess I'll go through them. The first one here, about drawing my OCs, this is something I used to do a lot actually, but then since I was doing it so much, like I just felt like that was all I was drawing, which is honestly fine. Like I know a lot of artists, like, I don't know, like the whole brand is their OCs, which I really wish. I kind of shifted to be more of a fan art artist, which is also like fine. It really like does make no difference, but I miss having like my own kind of I wouldn't say fan base to indulge in, but I really missed like designing characters, drawing them, you know, just like the whole like repetition, I guess. So yeah, so this year I'm really hoping to not only draw my OCs more, but then also figure out some of their designs, because I have a lot of OCs that I haven't designed yet. But second one, create a Sona of some kind. So I've realized that like not every artist, of course, and this isn't necessary at all, like it really makes no difference, but I don't know, I feel like it would be fun, because then whenever I draw myself, like I don't really have a consistent way of drawing myself, but I want to be consistent in a way, and it doesn't even have to, you know, like reflect me directly. Like it could just be like whatever I want, but it could still be my Sona, which I think is so fun. So I don't know, I feel like that'd be like a fun little project. For this one, improving backgrounds. I never draw backgrounds, especially when I'm doing digital art. Like I always leave it white, which is fine, because I like to leave it white because I like how the art piece stands out from the background. But what I want to work on is more so like scenes, I guess, like settings. And then this one, fill a sketchbook. So I was so close to doing that this year. I still have like, I'm like halfway done my sketchbook, like my current sketchbook, this one. And earlier in the year, like when the year started, I was drawing in a different sketchbook, but I decided that like I wasn't really enjoying that one. Like the kind of sketchbook, I don't know the brand, it's just like a generic, like, I don't know, I think it's like A4 paper, I guess. And it's like fine, and we got them for free from our school, like, but the paper, it was just like, I don't know, like I got this sketchbook and I think it was June or July, so I really only had like half the year to complete this, since my time was so divided, not only with like school, and then also the fact that I do a lot of my drawing digitally too. So I wasn't really dedicating as much time to my sketchbook, which I'm really hoping to do this year, and hopefully fill a few, because I have a few sitting on my shelf, like a few empty ones that I could try filling out. So yeah, this one, try animating more. I used to animate, like, not all the time, but I remember in at least like 2020, 2021, I was into animating more. And then I just kind of fell out of it because, I mean, it's really time consuming, and I mean, there are some great resources online, but I just found personally that like trying to help or advice for my animations, like that was really hard because it's not really something we do at my school. And so I don't know, but I feel like if I just keep searching and if I keep trying, like it'll probably get easier. I don't know. And it's like, it's never really been my thing, but I don't know. I feel like it'd be fun. This one's incredibly broad. But I want to experiment more, and I feel like this year I have experimented a lot, or at least kind of went outside my comfort zone more than I normally would, which I'm pretty grateful for, because I've noticed that like when I experiment, I do notice a change and an improvement in my art. And I mostly want to experiment with like mediums, because I feel like I'm always sticking to one medium, but yeah, I want to try using different mediums and also just experimenting with style more, I know recently I've been trying to do a little more of some like realism studies, and I know like when I was a younger artist, I hated doing realism and like studying realism and stuff. And I noticed that once I finally sat down and actually did study like art concepts, I was improving. Like people always say like you have to know the rules to break them, which I feel like is so true. And I really see it now. But I remember as a young artist, like I just wanted to draw, which is also fine. Like if you're just drawing for fun, like it does not matter. But I don't know, like I wanted to improve. And I noticed that once I did start to do these art studies, I was actually improving a lot quicker. So yeah, those are my goals for 2023. And I also drew the New Year's clown down here. Of course, there's a complimentary clown for every event in the year. I just missed out on Christmas clown, so sorry, but this is New Year's clown cheering me on. So that brings me to the end of my planning for 2023. Thank you all for watching, and I hope to see you in the next one.